Good morning and welcome to the Frontiers of Knowledge segment of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Could anybody ever imagine that the human body is a real replica of the whole cosmos? That was stated in the Greek philosophy, that was one of the postulates of the Buddhist philosophy, and now the scientists have accepted it. The cell in the human body is secular, and the cell secularism is a nature's way of telling us that life is a mix of so many different things, so many ingredients, so many sources. And this concept, now formulated by science, as I said, is not new, but it's novel as well as a normal person is concerned who did not delve deep into the Greek philosophy or in Buddhism. And what we talk about cell secularism is in fact not just philosophy, not just a part of biology, but also of geography, politics, culture, and everything else, including religion, faith, and belief. And that's amazing that this body, which we always look from the biological point of view, also pertains to geography, politics, culture, religion, faith, and everything. The most fundamental form of life in biology is a cell. And many cells go to form tissues along with the other biological material. All living organisms are composed of one or more cells because cell is the basic structure and functional unit of living organisms. And all cells arise from pre-existing cells. If a single cell has agency and the power of cognition, so too would tissues that are a collection of cells. When cells combine, they form a tissue. So if a cell can think, tissue can think. This is not so the thought that only brain can recognize, learn, think and feel is no longer valid. Any tissue of your body can think, feel and react. And these functions are also carried out by other constituents that make up the entire body. Of course, notwithstanding the fact that the basic unit remains the cell. Tufts University has done a great research in that, and that is opening a new field in the interaction of science, religion, philosophy. The developmental biologist Michael Levin of the Tufts University says we need to abandon a binary view of cognition. Till now we are always thinking of binary. So it's not binary. For instance, he says, tissues are collective intelligence navigating a space. Cells work together on massive goals. So if that is there, then each cell of the body, a living organism, is capable of thinking, capable of thought. Now, it goes further. Interestingly, the concept of Shimra in cell biology reveals several mysteries that are being researched by the scientists. Now, what is Shimra? In Greek mythology, a Shimra is a fire-breathing monster with a head of the lion, body of a goat, and tail is a serpent. So three things combined in one. A monster breathing fire, head of lion, body of a goat, and serpent sting. Now the term is used in English to indicate something that is impossible to achieve, or something that does not exist. But according to Michael Levin, the human body is a Shimra. And he says that in the cell biology, Shimra refers to an organism that is composed of cells that are genetically distinct from one another. So each cell genetically is different from each other, and those two cells are identical. Therefore, it's a Shimbra. And not only that, they are distinct from each other. Perhaps they are not having any combination at all. And it goes on further. And it says very clearly that a Shimra in the body identifies the distinct genetics in different individuals. And according to the report, many people's bodies contain at least a few living cells from another person. So X would have some cells from the Y's body. Very rarely, a single person can be fairly equal mix of cells that appear to derive from two different individuals. So human Shimbra occurs rarely when two embryos that would normally develop into non-identical twins fuse in the wound, and there is an amalgamation of cells from the different sources. And all these cells point to the truth that we are not a collection of living cells. But here's the important thing. We are a melting pot like the multicultural countries. You can call it we are a salad bowl of salads that come from different origins and make up of one individual human being. Now, compare it with what people have always been calling USA, the melting pot. People from all over the world come there. Canada. There were 44 languages spoken in Toronto at one time. Now there are more than 80. India with more than 120 languages. 26 are official, but there are 110. All the regions of the world, and the people of all shades and the tribes and the hues and body features. So they are, in fact, multicultural, what we call it, and a melting pot, and so is the body. So that's why. And the body, the cells don't discriminate against each other. So that's a lesson from the sectors of the body, that if the different cells having no connectivity can live with each other, coming from different sources, why not the individuals and the groups living in the world live the same way? Now this is something, as I said, very spectacular, not just the fact that even we wish to, even if we desire, we can never separate ourselves to make ourselves an entirely, purely individual from one origin. So you can't be an absolute Christian or absolute Hindu or absolute Sikh or absolute Muslim. The impact of all would be there. Similarly, you cannot say I'm an absolute Punjabi or Bihari or Indian or Pakistani, because you are always impacted, whether you want it or not, by the others. And consciously or unconsciously, some part of your psyche, of your mind, of your thought process undergoes a change. And that makes you a part of that melting pot. So if the individuals cannot separate from their origin, the cells in the body, why should we try to have Fissiparous tendencies? Now this is very, very akin to the Buddhist philosophy of dependent origination. When I was reading Buddhist philosophy, I read about Pratyasamudpada. Now Pratyasamudpada is a Buddhist philosophy of dependent origination, and that is in simple terms, devoid of all the ornamentation and everything. All things arise in dependence on other things. Nothing is absolutely independent. And if nothing is absolutely independent, that means we have got to live in harmony with each other, and not only with the people, but with the vegetation, with the ecosystem. Now, this kind of self-secularism is nature's way of telling us that life is a mix of so many different ingredients and sources. The same goes, as I said, not just for biology, but for everything, every discipline, whether it's geography. That's why they say if a butterfly flaps its wings in Brazil, there's an earthquake in Africa. So the question of who and who is wrong is oxymoron, since all human beings are a part of the intricate and fabulous web of life, and individuals combine to make a society, and the societies want to make a combine, so a country. So that means that we are a part of the whole world. So secularism basically means maintaining your values without in any way harming others. So the Buddhist philosophy depends on other things. You are not, no man is an island unto himself. Let's be very clear. As no cell is an island to itself in the human body. So this is the lesson by the cells of the human body. Our sources are all mixed up. And they are not only mixed up, they are enmeshed in a secular way, without discrimination, without distinction, without any markers defining our differences. And we are essentially, intrinsically, in some way or the other, related to or connected with one another, including other species of animals. I always used to say man is a compound of a camel, a tiger, and an elephant. Camel revengeful, tiger attacking, and elephant mammal. So this is exemplified in the cell structure. The oneness principle exalted in almost all the religions and the faiths is an important part of the human psyche. And that oneness principle refers basically to this kind of mosaic which is in the cell structure or the secular cell structure of human body. This is a mosaic style blueprint that is only unique, but then it's inextricably, permanently, eternally complicated. It's like an orchestra that can only work well in unison. If an orchestra, different band players play different games. In the human body, the cells start against each other, the result is cancer. So, this is a lesson for society. Understanding the ramifications of the cell level process at multiple scales, in fact, offers us valuable lessons, absolutely valuable lessons in secularism. The cell structure in a body is to be upgraded to the societal structure of a country, or at the still go up of the world as a whole. So the cellular level process at multiple scales are in fact indicative of our capabilities and our constraints. No cell can live by itself. And if no cell can live by itself, no human being can live itself. We always say human being is a social creature, is a social animal. But it's not social only in one community. That's the point. Even distinct, absolutely unrelated communities, species, even birds animals, even vegetation impact human beings. So if we don't discriminate against each other, why discriminate against one another on the basis of color, caste, creed, religion, belief? No, that's not done. So human body, in fact, is representative of the whole cosmos, not only of the world. And if you understand and love your body, the same way you should understand and love the universe. You are a part of it. And this concept of the secular cell structure of the human body is a great lesson for the world. Honestly, this is something absolutely novel, and I was simply enthralled when I read this report of Professor Levin, because this scientific report gelling with the Buddhist philosophy and the Greek philosophy does make a lot of sense. Doesn't it to you? Think about it. Thank you.